Welcome back to Ladit Akera podcast. It's been a minute. I know, man. It's been such a long time since I've been back here. As y'all can see, new studio, still working on it. Background gonna look dope. I got now two of my Champions League soccer ball, one right there, one right here. Got my football helmet right over there. Got my football helmet, but it's works in progress. It's works in progress. And we got a couple of agendas that we're going to have to run through today. So, without further ado, let's go. Boom. First on agenda, we got... this is a very touchy subject for me. Real Madrid losing 4-0. That's just not acceptable. For the pedigree of the team, for the pedigree of the status, and for us Real Madrid fans, losing 4-0 is unacceptable, and especially to Barcelona. That is just 100% unacceptable. Now, if y'all would have watched the entire game, we could have been up 2-0. We could have been up 2-0 in the first half. However, using my girlfriend. However, there wasn't. It just didn't happen. I can't try to come with an excuse. It just did not happen, and that happened a lot from having 8 offsides. Kylian Mbappe, fantastic player, great player, top 1, top 2 best player in the world. Let's say top 4 players in the world. Okay, Kylian Mbappe. However, his runs look pathetic. His runs did not look like the world-class player that we know he is. Did not bend his run enough. All of his runs were straight direct. And somebody with his speed and somebody with his experience of the game, running straight on the defender back, easy. Barcelona was playing a high line. So you should definitely understand that when a team is playing a high line, bend the run. You run straight, somebody just step up, boom, offside. And we had 8 of those. 8 of them wasn't all Mbappe. However, he contributed a lot to that. And I'm not saying that's the one reason, I'm not saying that is the main factor on why we lost 4-0, but it had a lot to play with it because the goals, one goal was called back, and then Vinicius Jr. gave him a pass where he was one-on-one versus the keeper. He missed. Later on, Madrid gave him another pass. He missed. So Kylian Mbappe needs to do better. He needs to adjust to the game of La Liga. He needs to adjust to the speed of the game because playing Barcelona, playing Atletico Madrid is not going to be easy, and especially when you play like the Valencia, when you play the Osasuna, when you play the Leganés, those teams that literally park the bus and want you to break them down. That is very hard, and it's frustrating for a better opponent. It's frustrating for a better team because that team is just sitting there inviting the pressure, observing the pressure, trying to frustrate you. And the moment you fall asleep or the moment you get tired of that counter, you lose 1-0, and now you are literally playing with 11 players behind the ball. Teams like that, their main objective is we want to stay in the top flight of the league. That's their main objective. And you over here, you want to win. You want to compete for the Champions League. You want to win La Liga. You want to win the Pichichi, Golden Boot. You want to be the best team in Europe. And so when you run against those teams that just park the bus, frustrating you. And if you cannot break those down, when you play a team like Barcelona with same level players, and you already know in the previous week when they played Bayern Munich and they had a high line and Bayern Munich scored the first goal because of the high line, and you don't learn from that, that make me second guess, is it the manager or is it the players? And to me right now, it's Kylian Mbappe. Why? Because he's the biggest signing and he is literally the biggest player in the world as we speak of. You know, deal with Nike, leaving PSG, winning the 60 million against PSG, making over 100 million at Real Madrid from bonuses, from salary and commercial deal and shoe deal, all what you call it. Your expectation is so high, Kylian Mbappe, that you are being compared to Ronaldo. You're being compared to Messi. You know, those players that every single week we expect you to perform. Every single week we expect a goal from you. We expect a phenomenal performance because Ronaldo and Messi made the standard so high that anybody else that follows, it's not an impossible task, but it's such an impossible task that a lot of players are gonna have a hard time getting to that. And if you think about it now, last point, I'll get off this Real Madrid and get to Ancelotti. It was Ronaldo, Messi for the longest. Now you have Vinicius Jr. Now you have Kylian Mbappe. Now you have Erling Haaland. Now you have Saka, and now you have Phil Foden. Okay, let's just say those five players right there, all of them are competing for the best in the world. All of them are competing for the best in the world. And so the standard is Ronaldo and Messi. You got five players. Who are the two that's gonna separate themselves? Right now, if you ask me from the beginning of the calendar year in August, I would say it's Vinicius Jr. and Erling Haaland, the two best players in the world right now. Kylian Mbappe still needs to find his step. Saka hit and miss. Phil Foden hit and miss. He's not the same player as he was last year, but it's still early. We're only, end of October. So we're going to see how long he can maintain and how better he can get because this new Champions League format is also messing up everybody. But still, you still got your 36 games in the Premier League. So, but beside that, let's get off that. And let's go to Carlo Ancelotti. Don Carlo, my man, I love you. You're a great manager. We need a midfielder that can control the game, a midfielder that can facilitate the ball to our forwards. We miss Tony Cruz. We miss Cruz so much that even the world are like, it's not the same Real Madrid. Yeah, I got Kylian Mbappe, but everything cannot just be big ball to him and he catch it and he make magics happen. If you think about it, the run that they had in Real Madrid had in La Liga, the run that they had in the Champions League is because Tony Cruz controlled that midfield. And think about it. Tony wasn't playing 90 minutes. Tony was playing 60, 65, and he controlled the game. And he gave unbelievable passes. We score. He looked at the bench. If Ancelotti say keep going, he put his foot on the pedal. Or if he say slow the game down, he slowed the game down. Everybody touched the ball, but he was in that midfield, the general controlling the game. Real Madrid now, we don't have that one. We don't have a Tony Cruz in the game. Luka Modric, fantastic player. If there was a Hall of Fame, he will be there. Ballon d'Or winner, runner-up in the World Cup, 6 Champions League. However, he's not Tony Cruz. He has magical passes to go forward, but I don't think he can control the game like how Tony can. Tchouaméni, no. Valverde, no. There's nobody else I can name because everyone else is a forward and everybody else playing the advanced position. But a 6 that control the game, we don't have that. So Carlo Ancelotti, Florentino Perez, Real Madrid board, please, in January, we need a number 6 that can control the game for us so we can actually make a run in La Liga because Barcelona right now are running on the table, top of the table. And in the Champions League, when this format changes and we're in the knockout stages, teams get better, the level playing field level up. So we need to do better. So come on now. That's the for the first topic. So let's move on to the next one. They finally did it. Manchester United finally fired Eric Ten Hag. I've been screaming for this for a long time. I think when he first came in his first year, he made a spark. Appreciate you for that, Ten Hag. However, it did not continue. The team did not get better. He complained about his signings and he need better players. They got him at least 8+ players of his own saying. This is not players that the board told him, oh, hey, Ten Hag, we're going to go to the board, we're going to scout, we're going to send scouts to Spain, we're going to send scout to Germany, we're going to send scout to, we're going to send scout, we're going to send scout to France, we're going to send scout to the Netherlands. No, this is players that he wants from Ajax. This is players that he got an old Casemiro from Real Madrid. And some of the players that he didn't want, yes, I understand, like Evans, Maguire, Darlow, he got rid of Wan-Bissaka. Cool. However, the players that you wanted came in for you. The forward that you wanted, Hornet can't score for Jack. His shooting boots is not there. Okay. Anthony, over $100 million in US currency, ain't doing jack. Those are two big money signings that ain't doing nothing for you, Ten Hag. And it's time. It's been time. So now that you're gone is a huge relief for me as a Manchester United fan and for the Manchester United community. We wish you nothing but the best. However, you sold us a dream that the board fell for. But some of us saw it and was like, we don't know. I don't know if this guy is actually the right guy for us. So tactics were absurd. Lineup were absurd. Sometimes the team that you put up versus who you playing against is absurd. But the most diabolical and the most obnoxious thing is his press game after press game conference or on the Friday before they play on Saturday or Sunday. I think we played better. I think that we had more passes. I think that we had more shots on target. I think that we are much better than this team. I think we're in the level of Manchester United. I mean Manchester City. I think we're on the level of Liverpool. I think we can compete with Arsenal. No, we could not. We could not. Tactics were terrible. When you put players were terrible. Why is Rashford playing on the right-hand side? Why? When Rashford scored 30 goals, he's coming off the left-hand side, cutting in, scoring, or passing the ball. Rashford had 30 goals the previous season calendar, but the previous season after that. So after the World Cup, he came in hot. The following year, he followed that, and then they had a fall off, and then Ten Hag said, nope, I'm benching you. And it's mind-boggling, Ten Hag. It's mind-boggling on the decisions that you were making. Getting rid of Ronaldo, didn't agree with that. Yeah, he's too old whatsoever, but you still need that veterans presence in the locker room. Someone like Ronaldo, yes, he wants to play, but there's a way where you deal with experienced players. It's like, hey, you're not going to get 90 minutes. But I'm going to give you 50. I'm going to give you 60. Why? Because he take attention away from other players. He may not be the fastest players in the world. We knew that. We all accepted that. But the way you treated our greatest player, and I'll argue with anybody with that, Cristiano Ronaldo was and is Manchester United and Real Madrid greatest player ever. Can't argue with me in that. But the way Ten Hag went about it wasn't it. So I'm glad they got rid of him. Now we have an interim coach, and now they're searching for a manager in Manchester United. This is last point. Please do not go and get a manager because he has the hype. Do not go and get the manager that because in whatever league other than the Premier League he is on top of the table of. Don't get those type of managers. Go get the managers that have a proven track record, managers that have been fired before, managers that have shown that they can take a team from mid-table maybe not into the top four, but can get him in the top eight, get him in the top six, go to Europa, go to the Conference League, something like that. Don't get a manager because he's playing well in Portugal, he's playing well in Ireland, because he's playing well in the Netherlands. Don't do that because it's going to be the same thing because no low mid level manager is going to reject Manchester United and say that, oh, it's Manchester United. I can go there, get my money, make hundreds of millions, not hundreds of millions, yeah, make plenty of millions, do a mediocre job, and leave. We have been poor since Sir Alex Ferguson left. That's how poor we have been. We have watched Manchester City win the League's Cup 6 times or 5 times. We have watched Liverpool win the Premier League once. We have watched Leicester City win. Leicester City. No disrespect to the Leicester fans, but we have watched Leicester City won the league and we didn't. The best we have ever been was under Mourinho. We got second, plays in the Champions League. We did good whatsoever. And then when Ten Hag came in, we were second again, but those was still the same team that Mourinho had. And he was like, no, I don't want Mourinho's team. But that's that, and it's over with. But guess what? Manchester United owes Eric Ten Hag $19 million. They owe him $19 million for firing him. Y'all should have never extended his contract last year. That was stupid. After his contract was over and the job that y'all saw he did, get rid of him. Job done. Don't need you anymore. Thank you for your service, but we are moving on. That was stupid. Thanks a lot, Manchester United board and the Glazers. Y'all better with the Buccaneers than y'all are with Manchester United. And that goes to the leaders, that go to everybody that runs that club. To them, it's about the money. As we all know, as an investor myself, it's about the money. There's no pride in the football club. It's like Manchester United is the biggest asset that we have in our portfolio, and we're going to keep our hand locked into that. We don't care where we at. We just want the money, and everything else is fine. Utterly disrespectful. So that's that. But let's move on to the next topic. Yeah, let's get to another one. Oh man, this was very, very touchy. The Ravens, they lost to the Cleveland Browns. Shout out to Jameis Winston. Shout out to Deshaun Watson. Hopefully for speedy recovery, come back, and hopefully you are a better player than what you have been in the previous year. Just take your time, come back. Achilles is not easy, and it's literally the world is against you. As we saw before, as it is now, the world is against you. So hopefully you can make something happen. Best doctors in the world treat that ankle, Achilles, and come back. But not Deshaun Watson, Jameis Winston went off against the Baltimore Ravens. He sent a new spark to the team, sent a new spark to the Cleveland fans. But as well as Jameis Winston played, the Baltimore Ravens beat themselves. About 5 catches, the wide receivers dropped. In the third quarter, there was an interception that one of the safeties dropped. And then the play that would have sealed the game. Hamilton, one of the best safeties in football. And that was a routine catch that he just, like Jameis Winston just threw the ball at him and he literally bobbled it. And that could have won the game for us. But Hamilton could not pull the interception in. And because of that, that's one of the main factors why we lost. He make that play, game over. The Ravens get the ball, take a couple of nails down. Or Derrick Henry get a first down, game over. Cleveland take all their timeouts, but game is over. But this is how the Baltimore Ravens beat themselves. We only gave Derrick Henry the ball 11 times. 11 times. When do we ever give Derrick Henry the ball 11 times? Derrick Henry, best running back in the league, the best, and you only give him 11 carries. I mean, not rush, 11 carries. That's the same formula that the Chiefs beat us. Why are we taking the ball? Why are we taking the running game away and putting the ball in Lamar and say, go ahead and compete with Patrick Mahomes? That's not Lamar. That's not the Baltimore identity. We play on the Ravens formula on any given game is 60 run, 40 throw. We can be 40 throw, and it can be 60 throw and hold on, confusing myself. The formula is 60 run, 40 throw, or it goes 60 throw, 40 runs, right? That's the percentage on how the Baltimore Ravens identity is. So last year, the heartbroken game that all Baltimore felt is we had Justice Hill in the back and we had Lamar running the ball. Those two duels was very unstoppable. But then we said, hey, let's stop running and let's compete with Patrick Mahomes and let's show them that Lamar can actually outthrow Patrick Mahomes. No. No, no, no. Okay? Lamar can make the same type of passes that Patrick Mahomes does, right? If it's 60 yards, if it's side, if it's jumping and leaping over the lineman and getting the ball, Lamar can do that. Okay? Shovel pass, Lamar can do that. However, it is the Baltimore Ravens identity, not Lamar Jackson identity. Baltimore Ravens identity. If the running game is working, we limit Lamar on throwing. If the running game is not working, then we say, hey, Lamar, be Superman, win us this game. But do not from the start say, Lamar, you're Superman right now, outdo Patrick Mahomes. No, no, no. That's not us. That's not us. We had the best defense in the league. We literally held the Chiefs to 17 points. And to me, that's the same mistake they did last Sunday. Yes, I understand that receivers wasn't catching the balls. However, don't take the ball out of Derrick Henry's hand. Don't limit Justice Hill to 2 or 3 rushes. Don't just get back in shotgun for every single play. And the sun was in a weird way to where literally the balls was in the sun was in wide receivers' eyes. They couldn't even catch the ball. But guess what? The Cleveland Browns had to play in the same element, even though they go on the opposite side, but they had to come back to the same side. But they were making the catches. They were making the plays that they needed. So this loss is on the Baltimore Ravens staff. Yes, the players did not catch, and the DBs did not catch the interceptions, but it's on the staffs. And now we are 5-3, 1 game behind the Steelers. Can't do that. The Steelers are having a fantastic season with 2 good quarterbacks, Russell Wilson and Justice Fields. And the defense is playing lightning, and the offense is finally catching steam. So, as usual, it's going to come down to the last, because we played them at the last game of the season. It's most likely going to come to that game to who is going to win the division, right? We are 1-1 in the division. We beat Cincinnati and we lost to Cleveland. So it's going to come to the Pittsburgh rivalry, 2 games, that who's going to win that division, and might be who's going to get the number 2 seats, because the Chiefs are hot right now. They're very, very hot right now. So I think 7-0 or 6-0 on them. Let's look at before we are wrong. Kansas City Chiefs. They 7-0. The Chiefs are 7-0. So it's gonna be tough trying to catch the Chiefs, but it's not impossible. Most likely they're gonna get the number one seed and they're gonna get a bye. But we'll see. We'll see if any team can do us a favor. My thing is just we cannot let them three-peat. If they three-peat, the conversation for the greatest quarterback of all time, it's gonna be done for Patrick Mahomes, 4 rings, and he get three back to back. The only person, I mean, right now, the only person he's chasing is Tom Brady. Lamar, what I have an input, but we'll see. We shall see. We shall see. But losing to Cleveland is unacceptable. Hopefully they fix it this weekend against the Broncos. Run the goddamn ball, man. Let Henry get his 15 to 20 rushes, get the defense tied, and win the ball game. Win the ball game, John Harbaugh. Win the damn ball game. All right. Still staying in the NFL segment. Thursday night game. This is just such a mid game. It is. Jets versus the Texans. The Texans are a good football team. They just have a couple of injuries. Tink Bell still out. No, Nico Collins is out, and Diggs is done for the season. They still have Tink Bell and Joe Mixon. So that's their best two options. And on top of that, what's their quarterback? How can I forget? CJ Stroud. Second year, the boy playing lights off. But it's the Jets, man. I am so tired of the Jets keep getting these primetime games. And in my humbling opinion, they not worth that. Thursday night, back-to-back Monday night, playing overseas in London. Yes, I understand it's Aaron Rodgers, but he's bad too. He's some doo-doo. After that injury he suffered last year, he's not the same player. The defense is not as good as they were last year. So let's just keep Jets and give them those mediocre 1 p.m. game and don't even nationally televise it. Why? Because we don't need that in our consciousness. Like, let them just go, man. Like, honestly, let them go. Let them do what they want and just give us good Thursday night game. Last week Thursday night game was great. I gotta give you that. It was great. Minnesota at the Rams, back and forth, but then the game got defensively. But that's how you win. Defense wins championships, right? And I have a lot of problem with those Thursday night games, right? So let's see. Schedules. Let's just see, right? Let's just see all of the Thursday night games because I have problem with all these Thursday night games. So they're not giving me the whole thing, but they're just giving me a week by week. Okay, so let's obviously week 1 was the okay, all right, perfect. The date. No, I need the Thursday. Yeah, at NFL, Thursday nights, man. Come on. I need the Thursday night football. I don't need league schedules. Hey. Okay, so they're not counting week 1 as Thursday night. Okay, all right. Wow. Y'all gonna be as amazed as I am. Watch this. No, I don't need it. Look at this. So we obviously know NFL season always started on Thursday, right? It was the Ravens versus the Chiefs that we lost by a touchdown or 8 points, I think. On what's his name? Likely Big Toe being over the white line. But that's how I know we can beat the Chiefs when it comes to the championship game. So, and that's another thing. I would rather beat the Chiefs to go to the Super Bowl than somebody else beating them and us getting to the Super Bowl because they're always going to put an asterisk on that Super Bowl. But let's see, right? Week two, Dolphins versus the Bills was at Buffalo. That was a good game until Tua went out, and that game just went over side his head. The Jets was week three, Thursday night football. Week three, New England came, they embarrassed New England. Okay, and then week four, Dallas at New York. That was a good game, but then it just got out of hand. So far, the best game was week five. Tampa Bay at Atlanta Falcons went to overtime. The Falcons won 36 to 30. That was a great game because it was high scoring. They went back and forth. The following week, it was also a good game. The Niners was at Seattle, 36-24. That was good. Denver at the Saints, that was a terrible game. Week seven. It was so boring. The back and forth, the Saints not having their car. That was just a bad game. And then last week, Minnesota at the Rams. That was a good game. The back and forth. What's my man name? JJ went off. Justin Jefferson went off. But then in the third and the fourth quarter, he was nowhere to be found. And then this week, the Jets again. That's primetime game. Two primetime game. And hold on, what? And they playing at home again. Yo, NFL and this bias, I don't like it. I don't like it. And then, next week, the Bengals are coming to us. So that's good. They playing at the bank, M&T. Excuse me. That previous game was lightning out. We was playing in the jungle, and I'm talking about the back and forth. Those are the type of the game that solidify Lamar as that he can compete with anybody throwing the ball. You know, as good as everybody say Joe Burrow is and how pretty his spiral and when he throwing the ball, Lamar showed him, yo, I can compete with you. Yo, I can throw the damn ball back and forth. And if I need to make a play with my legs, I can. And then in that position, when we go to overtime, and then you just put Derrick Henry in the eye and give him the ball, and he boom go for 55-yard. And John Harbaugh was like, no, let's not waste our time. Bring Justin Tucker in, kick the winning field goal. If he misses it, we still got 3 downs to go. And boom, and that's it. That's the winning formula. Tire the defense, give the ball to Henry, let him run it. Or give it to Justice Hill, let him run it. That's the winning formula. Come on, man. I'm going to just run through the whole thing since I have it here. And then on the 14th of February, you got Washington Commanders at Philly. That's a good game. Then Pittsburgh at Cleveland. That's going to be a good Thursday night. And then that's during Thanksgiving's weekend, so you can't really ignore it. That's on a Friday, so that's not even a. But you got the Raiders playing at Kansas City, and then week 14. That's a good game. Listen to this: Green Bay at Detroit. I got Detroit coming out the NFC. They just look too good. And I don't think anybody in that NFC can beat Detroit right now. Yes, they lost to Minnesota, but Minnesota just lost back to back. So as long as Detroit can keep that one loss, they definitely gonna get the number 1 seed. And then you got LA Rams at San Fran. San Fran is a little bit beat up. And then another one, good one in December. You got Cleveland at the Bengals, and then we wrap it up with Seattle at Chicago. Okay. Yeah. Either so. But tonight game, not a big fan of it. I'll put something small in there, try to win a low parlay. But honestly, the Jets, if they lose tonight, which I anticipate them to lose, they're gonna be done for the season. Just Be done with it. That's that, man. Let's see. Okay. Let's see this week. Let's see what kind of soccer games are gonna be good this week. Let's just go ahead and start with the EPL schedule for this weekend. Let's see. EPL fixtures. Tonight fixtures we have. Which week is this? It's week 10, right? Yeah. Yep. So this is week 10 on the fixtures. Arsenal and Newcastle expect a tie. Liverpool at Brighton. Expect Liverpool to win, but Brighton is good. Ipswich Town at Leicester City. That should be a good, interesting. That's either Leicester City to win or a tie. Bournemouth at Man City. Bournemouth is they've been good, but I still expect Man City to win. Southampton at Everton. Everton should win that one, but I expect probably a tie. Nottingham Forest at West Ham. West Ham should definitely win that after they just beat Man U, so they're gonna come off strong. Wolves at Crystal Palace. Crystal Palace with a dub. Tottenham at Aston Villa. That should be a tie. That should be a good game. Fulham at Brentford. That's on a Monday. Fulham at Brentford. I expect a win or Brentford 1-0. And then game of the week, Manchester City at Chelsea. It's gonna be a hot game. Manchester United at Chelsea. Sorry, I expect United to come off hot, but Chelsea ain't no joke. So Fizz, let's do a bit. Let's do a bet. Whoever win, treat the other one to dinner and a drink. So when you see this, that's the bet. So Man U at Chelsea. Come on, Man United, beat Chelsea for me. And then now let's move into. Should we do Serie A? Nah, let's just finish with La Liga. Let's go to La Liga fixtures and then we'll finish with the NFL. And I know they always behind. No, they're actually not. Okay. They actually not. So, okay. Match day 12, La Liga, we have Alaves and Mallorca. I expect Mallorca to win that one. That's tomorrow. Osasuna at Valladolid. Come on, Osasuna. Girona at Leganés. Girona definitely should get that one. Villarreal at Rayo Vallecano. Expect Villarreal. Valencia at Real Madrid. That game has been postponed. Time to be announced. I don't know why, but Madrid should definitely win that one. Why? Because okay, hold on. Before that, let's just get to the table. I already said the EPL matches. Let's get to the table. So, Man City. Let's get the whole table out. Okay, here we go. This is after 9. Man City, 9 games, 23 points. Second, Liverpool, 9 games, 22 points. Third, Arsenal, 9 games, 18 points. Fourth, Aston Villa, 18 points. So that'll round up the top 4. Excuse me. So only 5 points that give us from 4 to first. 5 points, that's not much. Yeah, 5 points, that's not much. And then from there, let's go. 5, you got Chelsea after 9 games, 17 points. Brighton, 6. 16 points after 9 games. Nottingham Forest up there. That is very surprising. 16 points after 9 games. Hot Spurs, 13 points after 9 games. Brentford in 9th, 13 after 9 games. Fulham, okay, that round at the top 10 with Fulham. 12 points after 9 games. Brentford, 12 points after 9 games. Newcastle, 12 points after 9 games. So literally from 10th okay. Let me read more. Newcastle, 12 points after 9 games. West Ham, 11 points after 12 games. And then you have Manchester United at 14th. 14th on the table, 11 points after 9 games. So from 14 until 8th, only 2 points separate that. So from Hotspurs on 8th to Manchester United 14th, only 2 points separate that. So that's a funny table right there. but some of them play one another. So it's gonna be hard for Manchester United. Manchester United can't get into top 10 with a win, but other teams got to win. And then you got Leicester City 9 points after 9 games. Everton 9 points after 9 games. Crystal Palace 6 points after 9 games. Ipswich Town 4 points after 9 games. Wolves 2 points after 9 games. Southampton 1 point after 9 games. So that tells you a lot how bad Southampton, Wolves, and Ipswich Ipswich Town is. You know what I would start if I would have made it pro and I would have went to the Premier League, instead of playing in Sweden. If I didn't get to play in the top six teams, I would have loved to play for Crystal Palace. That's like one of my underdog favorite team to watch, and I would have loved to play for is Crystal Palace. Hey man, it's never too late. I just turned 30. You never know, man. Hey, yeah, I'm still a free agent. Hit me up. I'll come through for a tryout. All right, let's get back to La Liga. Roy Mercano as las nah, that's next week. I'm tripping. It's match day 12. Match day 12, Alaves and Mallorca. Like I said, I expect Alaves to win that one. Osasuna at Valladolid. I expect Osasuna to win that. Girona at Leganés. Girona pull the dub. Villarreal at Roy Vallecano. Villarreal to win that one or tie. Valencia at Real Madrid. So Valencia at Real Madrid, you got bottom of the table Valencia playing second place Real Madrid. Real, that should be an easy dub. Atletico Madrid at Las Palmas. Yo, Atletico Madrid, I don't know what it is, but about Diego Simeone. It's like he's scared to go up. He's scared to attack. He's a defensive mind coach. Yes, that's great. However, sometimes just set your team up for success to win. Look, you got to be tired of keep coming third and fourth to Real Madrid and Barcelona. Like they have the players and they have the money and the backing. Like, come on, man. You have to at least want to win. Yes, you won La Liga 3 years ago, but come on, Simeone can't just be a defensive mind coach at all time. At some point, you got to give the green light to your team, go and win the game. Like they lost to Lille, not Lille. Real Madrid lost to Lille. They lost to some mediocre team in the Champions League from League On. Come on, man. And then Barcelona at Espanyol, please do us a favor and beat Barcelona. Sevilla at Real Sociedad. I expect Sevilla to win that one. And then you have Atletico Club at Real Betis. I really don't care about that one. And then you got Celta Vigo at Getafe. That's Monday night. So, but whatsoever. But beside that, let's go to the standings. Okay, ooh, that's bad. After 11 games, Barcelona in first with 30 points, Real Madrid in second with 24th, Villarreal in third with 21 points. So Real Madrid are 2 games behind. And then you got fourth Atletico Madrid with 20 points that round up the top four. And then you got Atletico Club 18, fifth with 18, Real Betis sixth with 18, and then you got Mallorca 18. Ooh, 18. Seventh with 18th, Osasuna eighth with 18 points. So you got from fifth all the way to eighth, all tied with the same point. So whoever slipped a tie or a loss cannot leave that. And then you have then Real Vallecano ninth with 16 points. Sevilla, I'm disappointed in Sevilla. Sevilla 10th with 15 points. That round up the top 8th. That round up the top 10. Celta Vigo 11th with 13 points. Real Sociedad 12 with 12 points. Girona. Ooh, Girona was. That's because they lost all of their good players. Last year they had an amazing run. Everybody thought they was going to win La Liga, but Real Madrid was like, no. And then Leganes, 14th with 11 points. Getafe, 15 with 10 points. Alaves, 16 with 10 points. Espanyol, 17th with 10 points. Las Palmas, 18. That's the bottom three. Las Palmas, 18th with 9 points. Valladolid, I can't pronounce that damn name right, with 8 points. And then Valencia, bottom of the table, 20th with 7 points. See, that's the thing, right? Everybody say that La Liga is only Real Madrid versus Barcelona, which for the longest of the history, yes. However, if you take a look at Premier League, Southampton, Wolves, and Ipswich Town, they have like 5 points, 1 point, 2 points, right? And right here in La Liga, worst team on the table, which is Valencia, have 7 points. The 19th team on the table have 8 points. Las Palmas, 18th, has 9 points. So the differential is 2 points, right? But it's competitive. So when they play one another, it's very competitive on who beats who. Versus in the Premier League where you have 4 teams, 5 teams is dominating everybody else, and then the cutoff line is not competitive. That's one thing that people never understood about the Premier League versus La Liga. It's like, oh yeah, Real Madrid, Barcelona, that's it. But then at the bottom, it's still very competitive on who to sneak in there. But then versus the EPL has always been Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Hotspurs, Manchester United. Top six, those always flip flops. And then to the bottom is ridiculously bad. But what's up? What do I know? I'm just a ex soccer player that play on Sunday leagues and coach and just watches football, everything else. But yeah, that's it. That's all of it, man. So hope no, forgot. Let's go to the NFL. Let's go to NFL. I almost cut myself short right there. Let's go to the NFL with these freaking Jets, man. And oh yeah, by the way, please for all of the fixtures that I said, don't take my words for it. Okay, none of this is guaranteed. None of it is guaranteed. I'm not a genius. I'm just a guy that's calling out and want my favorite teams to win. So don't go and say, oh yeah, let me bet on what he said, because you might lose. All right. Not bad games. Not bad games. Okay. All right. Week 9 of the NFL starting tonight, Thursday. You got Texans at Jets. Texans take that. Saints at Panthers. I might take the Panthers on that one. They're changing QBs. Commanders at Giants. Come on, Giants. But I already know the Commanders going to watch the flow with them. But the Giants will have a good defense, so that might be an interesting game. In a game like that, I would definitely bet the under if it's under 45 or whatsoever. And then you got Dolphins and Bills. Ooh, Intor is back. So the Dolphins, they're coming back for blood. And then Chargers at Browns. That's an ugly game. Ugh, the next game is even worse. Patriots at Titans. That's even worse. Titans coming off an embarrassing loss against Detroit. Patriots coming off a win against the Jets. Yeah, you never know. And then Cowboys in Atlanta. Ooh, Atlanta gonna mop the floor with them. Running game, throwing. Kirk Cousins might throw for 500 yards, but I will put him for like 300 on a different leg and like two other ones because that 300 would make it a lot. Please, I'm not giving no betting advice. Okay, this is for me and me only. Me, I, myself, and him. He, whatever. Raiders at Bungles. Come on, Raiders, do us a favor, beat the Bungles. Broncos at Ravens. Let's go, Ravens. I heard that Lamar left practice yesterday. I got some sources. He left practice yesterday from his back and his knees. So I hope he's ready by Sunday. because we cannot afford to lose Lamar in the middle of the season. Bears and Cardinals. That's actually a good game. Even the Bears are terrible. That's a good game. Jaguars and the Eagles. Eagles should definitely take that one. Rams at Seattle. That's a rivalry game. That's gonna be a high scoring game. Lions at Packers. Ooh, divisional games. I expect the Lions to win, and I also expect that to be a high scoring game. Colts and Vikings. I accept the Colts. Joe Flacco is playing. For me, myself, and I, he, him, whatsoever. You got to pull Flacco 200 yards plus. Why? Because he's coming in hot after benching Richardson or Richardson. He's going to throw because y'all know Joe Flacco's a gunslinger. And then to round up the week with Monday Night Football, the Bucks and the Chiefs. Bucks, please, please do us a favor. Do us a favor and beat the Chiefs. That's all I'm asking. Please do us a favor, beat the Chiefs, give them their first loss. Monday Night Football. Please, just do that for us. Yeah, that rounds up the NFL. And with that, that rounds up the end of the podcast. Thank you, appreciate you guys for watching. But make sure, like everybody say, like, comment, subscribe. Send this to your grandma, send this to your mama, send this to your sister, send this to your auntie. Send it to your dad. Send it to whoever. Just tell him, hey, there's a great chocolate man with the name of Akera. He's got a great podcast. It's called Ladit Akera Podcast. Check him out. Look at him. He talk about sports. He talk about whatever topics that comes in, right? And he's great. He's great at what he does. And guys, these are my teeth. I didn't pay for these, okay? This is come from brushing 3 times and mouthwash. Brush your teeth, ladies and gentlemen. But thank you so much. I appreciate that. And I will see you on the next episode. And peace.